Hey, so we have another video here with the EC and pH meter in operation. They're in I2C mode. Between the two, what you see there is a data isolator that I built. I used the Texas Instruments 1541 chip, which you see, here it is close up. I soldered that onto a little board that I got from Adafruit, and then put some header pins underneath, soldered underneath, and it's working really well. Probably about $7 in material, something like that. You can see there's a couple capacitors there. Also, both sides have to have pull-up resistors, which you see there and there. What you're seeing right there is the input side. That comes straight from the Raspberry Pi. I'm powering 3.3 volts on this side. That's just for the I2C bus, as far as the chip is concerned. There is complete isolation between this side of the chip and this side of the chip. Over here, I'm running the pH meter on a 5 volt input, and over here I'm running the EC meter right here on the 3.3 volts from the Raspberry Pi. Using this isolator chip, I can run multiple E2C devices, so I could run several pH meters if I wanted to, or other meters if we want to use them. Doesn't really matter. I've got the EC meter on the other side of the isolator, so it's on the Raspberry Pi side of the isolator because it does not need isolation. So no need to bother with that. Let's see. I did run just the pH probe last night for a few hours, and for some reason it stopped working. Not sure why. So I've got both probes in operation. They've been operating for a couple of hours. See how they do. If they conk out again, I may try to put some different capacitors on the power lines on the chip that you see right there. You see the two can capacitors. I would swap those out possibly with some little ceramic ones. Some of these little guys right there. But they are, let's see, they're 0.1 microfarad. So anyway, on we go. Yeah, so over here, in case I was having voltage problems, possibly on my 5 volt side, that's just a wall wart, plug in 5 volt DC transformer. Possibly I was getting some noise on that. I don't know. If I do conk out again, though, if the probes do stop working, what I'm going to do is put this 5 volt power supply in. I feed that with 120 volt AC, just wall power, and then I will run try and run the whole circuit with, well, not the whole circuit. I'll try and run the pH meter just with this very smooth, very precise 5 volt power supply, and see how that does. I have the EC meter now in a bucket of water. I was just doing some experimenting. I still have the pH meter here in the cup. The cup is fairly pure water. It's not so pure anymore. It's kind of been dirtied up. But over on the left side, over here, that's pH. Over here, we've got the EC meter, and that's giving conductivity, total dissolved solids, salinity, and specific gravity. We will probably only use conductivity and total dissolved solids. The other two probably won't be necessary. But even with a larger container, and I really knew this would be the case, but I'm going to put, right now I'm going to take the pH meter, drop it right into the container, and you can see the pH just going nuts. And that's because that EC meter is imposing a electrical current into the water. So we're not going to be able to run both probes at one time. We also may have trouble. Okay, I'm moving it over into the cup again, and that'll start falling. We're also going to have issues with pumps moving liquid from reservoir to reservoir within the rack. We'll just have to deal with that. While the pump's around, we may not be able to take readings unless we can clean up the data and the, I don't know how. We can look into it, but yeah, that's how. Also, I got these little voltage converters. They're DC to DC voltage converter. This one does a 5-volt source and converts it down to 3.3 volts. I wanted to pick up some of these just so I could have the flexibility of running 3.3 volt dependent probes or sensors or anything like that on a 5-volt system. One of these this is a single channel device right here. It can power 330 milliamps. So, that's quite a bit of power, really. But I could use more than one if I needed to, especially if I'm using a power supply like that. That thing will supply 5 volts at over 3 amps. So, ton of power off that thing. Very clean, too. But, more exploration in progress, and I'm also bringing Kyvie up and exploring the Kyvie interface for the touchscreen, which is obviously not powered on right now. But so I'll post more when I have it.